We have Danielle Walter updates because of course we do. We are running up to our weddings and, you know, as we know from my last video, they're moving house and now they've moved house and there's this weird cringe TikTok of them dancing around the house, which we're not going to look at because it was cringe when I looked at it in someone else's video and I'm not going to subject you guys to that. But if you want to go over it on TikTok and look where that is, feel free. But yeah, not only have they moved house, but it was sponsored, because of course it was. And now she's also joining an MLM, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, let's just get into this video, shall we? Let's just get into this, because the more that we just jump straight into it and get through the cringe, so that we can talk about the cringe, the better.
And just like that, the year and change in SF is over as we head into our next chapter. When I got the dollhouse in San Francisco, I honestly...
Yes, that's the dollhouse, which, I mean, we've said this before, I think, but I feel like the dollhouse and all the wallpaper and stuff, some people don't like it, some people don't like it, they think it's tacky. I think it's great because she's expressed that she's a very vintage loving woman. She loves vintage. You know, when we covered her engagement party, she was wearing like a vintage wedding dress, which granted we were like, it doesn't quite fit you, girl, but still she said the theme for the wedding is very old Hollywood, and I just feel like that's her personality, that's where her creativity is. So the fact that she's having to strip all this down, and for those of you who've seen the video of their new house, it's looking very bare. Very, very bare. And yeah, so, but yeah, as I say, this is a sponsored video.
Honestly left a ton of stuff back at my place in San Jose, and that meant I basically had 2 one-bedrooms to pack up, empty out, and move. With the upcoming wedding, there's literally no way I could have done that myself, which is why I'm so grateful to Roadway, specifically Andres, Matthew, Jonathan, Jesus, Francisco, Elmer, and Gerardo, who are on the teams assisting me. These guys are no joke.
But notice she didn't say Lucas. Notice she did not say Lucas. Lucas, yet again, nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen at all. This man is poof, gone. I don't know where. Because he should be helping at least a little bit. At least a little bit. But no, she needed this to be sponsored to pay for the wedding and the move and everything else. Because Lord knows he's not funding any of it.
He moved so quickly but efficiently and carefully, making sure all my stuff was wrapped and packed appropriately, and moved me out of both places in one day. Roadway also offers storage solutions, and so for me that meant everything I own in their trucks overnight between day 1 and 2 of the move. So day 1 was move out of both places, then 2 trucks stayed locked overnight in their warehouse safe and sound, and day 2 was move in. And let me tell you, I didn't realize how much stuff I have until I saw it all being moved.
Well, we've already established that she's the overconsumption queen from that video I made a few weeks ago now, probably about a month ago now, where she was donating a bunch of clothes and it was bags and bags and bags of stuff in the back of her car, because obviously she gets a lot of sponsorships and a lot of PR, and she quickly is just an overconsumption queen, which we don't like over here. But yeah, it's just like, plus she's moving out of 2 places, and the dollhouse obviously had a lot of wallpaper and stuff, and, you know, so, and she said she had a lot of furniture still in the San Jose place, so of course she's got a lot of stuff. That's just a given.
Roadway also offers full service packing and unpacking, which again saved me weeks. All the way through the process, they were checking in on how it was going, where I wanted things, even adjusting positioning of my rugs or couch, which I changed 3 times, and they were patient and had great attitudes all the way through. If you have any kind of move coming up, short or long distance, give Roadway a call. Bye. And just like that.
Okay, so that was that. And hey, listen, sometimes you just gotta get the bag. But we all know, with this big whole narrative that we've been talking about since the very beginning of why they're rushing this, because Lucas needs the green card, and with the new legislation they have coming, they've got timelines they've got to meet. But also the fact that, yeah, she's making all these decisions. She established this in the last video that we watched, where she was saying that having the wedding and moving house so quickly was her decision, was completely her choice, basically. And so we know that that's why they're doing this so much. And so she probably needed the money. And we know the girl loves the sponsorship. Pretty much all of her content, if it's not to do with Lucas, has been some kind of sponsorship. Obviously, the break from that was the weird, like, becoming Type A from Type B series that she did recently, which we covered a little bit of. And we established in that video that the only reason why she wants to become type A again is because Lucas and her life is so crazy, and she's not really quite realized it, and she's changing everything about herself, which we'll get into in a minute, and her values is draining her entirely. So that's why she's struggling. But yeah, this is just very interesting. Now I am going to pull up her TikTok real quick, because now we're going to move on to, like I was saying, she's changing all of her values. She's changing this stuff up, because there's more videos on her TikTok where she's joined an MLM, at least like an ex-MLM, that is gone through a lot of lawsuits recently, and we're going to talk about that. But let me just pull up her TikTok real quick. Okay, so ignore the fact that this is what it looks like. I barely ever use TikTok, so I've got a few things to catch up on here. But yeah, this is her page, or at least half of it, what you can see. But yeah, we are gonna watch this video where she is on a brand trip with an MLM. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. But yeah, let's watch the video first.
Walking into the gifting suite. Look at the view. We are going to get matched with a skincare regimen by Rodan & Fields.
Yeah, so this brand, Rodan & Fields, is a skincare, kind of makeup skincare type MLM, right? Now, if you guys are unaware of what these things are, there are many of them. This is, I guess, a more popular one amongst the MLMs and stuff. But basically, they sell a bunch of products to you. Now, whether or not these products work is regardless of the point. They prey on people who don't have a lot of income, maybe like single moms or like stay-at-home moms who don't have a lot of income, who want to feel that independence again. And their whole thing is always, you'll be financially free with these things. Like, this is how this works. Rodan & Fields is one of those. Okay? MLM stands for multi-level marketing, if you guys didn't know. And I was doing some research into this, because this video is obviously on her TikTok and not her Instagram, which is interesting. But I know that this is probably a TikTok-only sponsorship. I don't know if this brand has like approved her to post these on multiple platforms. I don't know. TikTok sponsorships and TikTok videos and stuff don't actually pay that well, so compared to YouTube. So it's one of them where, again, she needs money for the wedding, she needs money for the move. It is what it is. But yeah, Rodan & Fields is one of these MLMs, or at least they were an MLM. They recently, like I said, I was doing some research on the brand, and they changed their business model so that it's supposed to be direct to consumer type, like affiliate direct to consumer type situations. And they're trying to up the ante with their branding and the way that they do things by basically, instead of going to the regular people, which are like, again, the single moms, the people who are quite vulnerable maybe, who were in like a bit of a difficult financial situation, who were a bit susceptible to these things, maybe a little bit insecure, again, just from personal experience of the type of people I've seen go into these things. And they take those people and they've switched that, so it's not them anymore, it's influencers, to try and really make the brand, I guess, seem more prestigious or like more trustworthy maybe. I don't know. But then again, if anything's coming from Danielle Walter's mouth, you need to be side-eyeing it, which we'll get into in a minute.
I think either Unblemished or Redefined are going to be your
Okay. Just got to my hotel room. Let's do a room tour. Look how cute. Gorgeous.
Okay, that's a nice hotel.
Oh my gosh. We have dinner soon.
Side note, I would love to go on a brand trip. I would love to just be going to a hotel. I love a hotel room. One thing about me, I love a hotel. I love going to a hotel. I love doing all of that stuff. I feel like it's so chic. I love it. Apart from when her hotel bed sheets give me allergies. Anyone else? I don't know if it's just like what they either there's the cotton or like the type of like detergent and stuff that they use on some hotel bedding, but I always end up like all blocked up and like allergy thing, which I don't normally get. Like I don't get hay fever, I don't get any of that. It's literally just like I get sort of allergies to certain hotel bed sheets. But apart from that, chic as fuck. Chic as hell. Okay, I love going. I love a city. I love to roam around the city. I love to be feeling myself. I like it's an excuse to dress cute, like a nice outfit, doing whatever. I would love to do that. I would love to like maybe go to a concert, or like be sponsored by a brand or something. I would love to do that. Just as a side note. But yeah. Apart from that, but apart from, you know, this is the fact that this is an MLM, brand trips are chic. Are cute, they're chic. Cute. Oh, that's cute. I didn't see if there were any plant-based options in there. Oh, there she is. There's the head bitch. It's always the women-owned things as well. I bet she's not the actual boss. I bet she's just like the face of the brand. She's like the face CEO, and I bet like the actual investors are all like white men. This is how it all works out. Yeah, they're all like rich old men, but they always get some 40-year-old woman to be like, I've used this brand for years. I believe so solely in this brand. I want to manipulate all these women. It happens every time, I swear. It is what it is, you know? I've seen this happen. I've seen it happen.
You're in this journey with us, with knowing a little bit more about our science.
Yes, the whole thing is like, they're a science-backed brand with a science-backed, you know, products and ingredients and all that stuff. But we are going to get into how that's been a problem, again, but I was doing some research into this, how that's actually got them into some trouble in a minute.
Salmon and tuna.
That's very cute, very cute. I love a churro. Nice. Oh my god, they're taking them to the lab. This reminds me, do you guys remember when Shein took a bunch of those influencers around that factory that were like, hey, we totally look after our employees, and this is totally what our factories look like where we make all of your clothes. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember the fucking manipulation, outright misinformation, like fake news type bullshit that was? Do you guys remember that? That was insane. But that's literally what this reminds me of. Like, what the hell is this? This is not the actual lab. Like, shut the fuck up. Wow. Okay, maybe that looks, no, sorry, that looks like a university research lab. That looks like a that looks like a university science lab. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Like, I've been to a couple of like science departments in universities. This is literally what this looks like. I'm in like the north of the UK. I've been to UCLan's science department in Preston when I was a kid, and also like on some school trip, and I've also been to, I think, the Lancaster one as well, where they do a lot of research. Again, I think it was when I was like high school. But I've been to this. This is literally what this looks like. It's like a university science lab. You can't tell me that doesn't look like that.
Making a cream. What are your percentages and your ratios? Walking out with my
wow, so pristine, so cute. Look at that. Look at that little bag. Look at the little bag. And thank you. San Francisco. Bridge. Love it. Oh, that's cute.
It's giving Justin Bieber.
That's a nice. What?
That's the most
cute. Cute.
I feel like everybody else has show.
We love a picnic. Very cute.
Hey, we are on the bus. We're going to Olivia Dean tonight. Look at her sparklies.
Not Olivia Dean concert. You know, I was just telling. Don't take me to Olivia Dean. If any brands are watching this, don't. Clearly, I'm not into Olivia Dean, right? That's not my vibe. But cute. Okay. So of course they had to like combine this all with, oh, we're taking you to a concert as well. This is all so cute. This is so cutesy, girly pop type bullshit, but this is all a front. It's all a front.
Friends.
My bestie.
Matching, kind of.
Oh yeah, we are.
Not really. Girl, you are not matching. Sorry, you are in full beige with a bit of sparkle, whereas your homegirl here is in silver and gold, which, by the way, I hate when people mix metals. There is only there are only certain times where I can do this, and it is not with a yellow gold. If you're pairing silver with like a pewter or like a bronze, sure, that looks chic as fuck. But if you're pairing silver with like a yellow gold, like a like stereotypical gold, it looks tacky as hell, and it doesn't go. And I will die on that hill. But yeah, Danielle, you're in full beige. Full beige. We know you can do better than this. You used to do better than this. Back when you were a full-fledged human with values and opinions, not the fucking brainwashed 90-day fiance type bullshit life and person you have become and you're living. It's not good.
Thank you.
Oh god. More food. To be fair, the food looks good. Oh, look at that. Is this a trend? Are people doing curtains now at concerts? Because when I went to Florence and the Machine earlier this year in February, which is crazy to think how much my life's changed, because I've vlogged that experience, by the way. There is a vlog on my channel from that. And I was talking in the hotel room about just how like actually depressed I was, and actually like how much I'd like lost a lot of hope in my life. In my career, and I thought that I was just very, very sad, very, very depressed. I think 1, it was winter, and 2, I was just struggling with my mental health. Just it was combined. It was the seasonal depression of the cold, and also just me being incredibly depressed. But yeah, like when I went to see Florence and the Machine, like she did a similar thing. For anyone else who went to the Florence and the Machine tour, you know what I'm on about. But yeah, she had like this big canopy thing. It was like almost like a catwalk type stage, and she had like a big canopy thing over the top of it. And they had like at the beginning of the concert, they had like the sort of what they called like the witch choir, which were basically just the ensemble of like dancers and backup singers basically, which were amazing. I fucking loved the atmosphere of that concert. It was amazing. It was so good. Like, oh my god, amazing. I almost cried. It was when she came out on stage. I was, oh my god, ethereal goddess. But yeah, they had like some projections of like them screaming like before the first song started, and like the curtain drops and it's just her, and it's just like, oh my god, it was amazing. But yeah, I feel like this is maybe a trend in terms of like concert special effects and staging, maybe, because Olivia Dean's doing the same thing here. That was a completely like side note rant, but anyway. I don't care. I fully don't care. Also, that is a Sabrina Carpenter AF type dress she's got on. Why is everybody cosplaying as Sabrina Carpenter? Sabrina Carpenter's cute, she's got her own thing, but why is everybody trying to copy Sabrina? I don't understand, I don't like it. Bring back individuality and individual brands. Yes, please, thank you. Not the lube earplugs. Alright. Wrap this shit up. Wrap this shit up. I don't care. I don't care. No, because this is probably going to be copyrighted as well. Right, okay, great. I don't really care. Right, anyway, so that was that. Let's hope I don't get copyrighted for that. Let's really hope I don't get copyrighted for that. But anyway, so that was that. She was partnering with an MLM. Now, as I mentioned before, I was doing some research about this whole update situation, and I came across a piece of interesting information that Roden Fields have been in a couple of pretty big lawsuits recently. The first one was in even like just December of last year, which was about not like unpaid wages, people's expenses not being paid back. It was like a whole thing. That was like a tens of millions of dollar lawsuit. But then there was another one not that long ago as well, where basically, you know how you get like lash serums? I use one from the Ordinary, which I love, but they'd come out with one, and some of their science-backed ingredients were literally drugs that were having like actual like bad effects on people's bodies, like kind of dangerous, and they weren't disclosing that like at all, and they got sued for like $38 million or something like that, which was insane. And what's interesting as well is if you go on that video from Danielle, the Roden and Fields one, there are several people in the comments who were like, I thought you hated MLMs. And this was another thing I came across in my little research about this, was the fact that Danielle made a video, this would have been a couple of years ago now, where she made this rant on her Instagram story about the fact that she hates MLMs. She thinks that they're scammy. She doesn't like when people, like, she just wants to go to Walmart and do a shopping. She doesn't want to be approached about an MLM. Like, she did this whole thing about don't come to me with an MLM. And she was even like, if people are getting like harassed by MLMs, like trying to be dragged into these things, like let me go and tell them to shut the fuck up. Like, she was so fervently against MLMs, it was like being involved in them, it was insane. So now that she is again desperate for money because she has to pay for her move and her wedding and everything, now she's involved with one that's like an ex-MLM, but it's still kind of an MLM. Still very much a scam, still very much bad. And it's basically like them trying to but basically it's like it's a pyramid scheme, but made not illegal technically, because pyramid schemes are illegal apparently. I didn't know this until I was doing my research, but I mean they should be. An MLM should be illegal as well, because they are just as bad for people, just as problematic, just as predatory in some ways. And again, like, they prey on vulnerable people and women who just want to make a bit of money, maybe aren't in the best situation. So yeah, that's the update. As we established in my last video about Danielle, they are getting married this month. This month is when they're getting married. So we are going to have a wedding. We're going to have a wedding episode pretty soon. And I said in my last video, I am sat. I am waiting for that. And I am still sat. Absolutely sat. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. By the way, for those of you who are always curious about my makeup, I know a lot of people ask, like, you guys tend to compliment my makeup quite a lot, which I always really appreciate. I actually made a makeup tutorial not that long ago that is actually on my channel, and it's a sponsored video. It is a sponsored video from Blesser, which we love. So if you guys want to go over to that video, show it some love. I show all the products I use, all my tips and tricks, everything, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So yeah, if you're curious about the makeup, go over to that video. It's titled something like finally spilling my makeup secrets or something like that, and there is a toy giveaway from Blesser in the description and comments of that video. So if you want to go over and support that and support Blesser, because we love a women-owned brand like that, then by all means go over to that video. And yeah, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, like I say, as always, leave all your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, because the wedding is soon. The wedding is imminent. I will see you guys in my next video.